Welcome to this LAX 18 Digital Conversation. I'm Davidson. As we prepare to enjoy Thanksgiving, Christmas, and other holiday celebrations, food and drinks will be served, and lots of them. But what makes a healthy meal choice? Can you prepare one way for all dietary needs? And how large is too large when it comes to portion sizes? And the all-important, if you drink an adult beverage, is there one that is lower in carbs and sugars than any of the others? Well, joining me today is Claudia Burnett. She's diabetes educator and interim manager of diabetes and nutrition care with CHI St. Joseph Health. Welcome.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Here in Kentucky, we love our food and we love our bourbon, right? And two things that can sometimes be adverse, especially if we have dietary issues and needs, and especially diabetes seems to be a big one here in our state.
Yes, it is.
Where do we stand nationally as far as diabetes is concerned?
We're seventh.
You're kidding.
No.
Wow. Causal factors?
It's actually from 2012 to 2017, it almost doubled from 6.5% to 12.9%.
Causal reason?
I think a lot of, as always, there's definitely risk factors that we can control. There's some risk factors that we cannot control. Mm-hmm. Genetics, family history. If you have a mom or a dad or a brother or sister with diabetes, that definitely increases your risk. Age, the older we get, the more likely we are to develop diabetes. Weight is a huge issue, which was something we can do something about. Activity, more and more Americans everywhere is becoming less active.
And a lot of times people don't want to go to the doctor to find out if they're even pre-diabetic, but if you find out ahead of time, you can kind of do some things to alter your lifestyle and diet to kind of avoid or at least prolong the onset.
Yes. I tell people that I see with pre-diabetes that you're on the road and you're headed straight towards diabetes as fast as you can go, but you have the opportunity to put the brakes on and turn around in the other direction by increasing your physical activity and by losing, you don't have to get to your ideal body weight. Losing 7 to 10% of your current weight can significantly decrease your chances of developing diabetes.
All right, well, 'tis the season to pack on the weight. La la la. So what can we do?
Portion control is the huge thing. There's no reason why you can't enjoy your holidays and enjoy family favorites and things that you prepare, but just watch the portion control. That's huge. A lot of times we still try to implement the called My Plate, of where half of your plate is fruits and vegetables, having fruits for desserts instead of really sweetie desserts. Right. Lean cuts of meat, turkey is a lean cut of meat, especially the white part, without the skin. Pork, the tenderloins, they can be lean as well.
So no turducken, that's really greasy, huh?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's going to be much higher, unless you do very small amounts.
Right. Now, what about when we're cooking and, many of us have our grandmother's recipes for everything, and it's pure cane sugar and pure butter, lots of butter, salted butter. What can we do to sort of offset those or maybe replace those ingredients and still come out with a good meal?
There are a lot of things that you can definitely use. Like even using like applesauce or pureed fruits in place of oil in some recipes. That's a change that can be made for less fat. Changing, to a lighter type of margarine or fat. Olive oil type of margarine that's much healthier. And then there again, just really, replacing half of the sugar with a sugar substitute, or really watching the portion size. Right. If it is grandma's cake, don't eat a big amount.
Don't eat it like half the cake, right? just take a little bit and have it and stretch it, stretch it out and enjoy it. A lot of people are on these special diets, gluten-free diets, and then is the keto diets and all this. What's sort of your spin on it if somebody says, well, I'm on a special diet? Can you cook specific to those, or is that something that they kind of have to figure out from the table and work it out?
With the gluten-free diets, people who are following that because they may have a gluten intolerance or may have celiac disease, there is a substantial amount of gluten-free products out there now. You know, pastas and breads and flours that you can use to make rolls and things with that are gluten-free. The keto diet, that's not one of my preferred diets that I promote by any means at all. Any type of diet, it has to be something that you do the rest of your life. And so a lot of people will probably just give up this one day and then get right back on it the next day.
And then there are those that I guess are super high protein. I guess Atkins was the just all protein, no carb kind of a diet.
And keto is protein and fat.
And fat, okay, all right. Last but surely not least, cocktails. A lot of people are going to be consuming a lot of adult beverages between now and, say, the first of the year. They're packed with a lot of sugar and carbs. Anything that you suggest besides, of course, moderation or just a choice of water or a soft drink or diet soft drink?
Or diet soft drink.
What can you do if you so choose to indulge in the adult beverage?
The recommendations that we typically give for people with diabetes can be the same as with people not living with diabetes, is moderation, like you said. It's an equivalent of 1 drink a day for men, 2 drinks a day for women. And a drink is 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, 1.5 ounces of liquor.
Gotcha.
And 2 drinks for men and 1 drink for women. Women always have less.
Less, exactly.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And then watching the mixers, not the really fruity, foo-foo, sweetened mixers.
And don't they even say that if you have a cocktail, take a drink of water, like an 8-ounce glass of water, not only will it fill you, but it'll also help to dilute and have less of the alcohol in your
And then make sure that you eat when you drink, especially if you do have diabetes.
Sure. And suppose somebody is at your gathering and they have a crisis or an issue, or you know that somebody is coming who has diabetes. What can you have, say, in your fridge that will help boost their insulin? Is it orange juice? Is something that'll help boost?
If somebody has a low blood sugar, then you want to bring it back up rather quickly.
Right.
A half a cup of juice, cup of skim milk, 4 of the glucose tablets that you can buy in any pharmacy, half a cup of regular soda. All of those things will bring the blood sugar back up in about 15 to 20 minutes. So you'd want to recheck. The symptoms, the patient may be a little shaky, sweaty, nervous, jittery. So if the symptoms die down, then go ahead and have the person eat once it's back up.
Now, to know the difference also between diabetes and non-diabetes hypoglycemic, who would need the opposite of the sugar, they would need a lot of protein to offset the high sugar in their system.
Well, the symptoms are the same for somebody like I myself. I don't have diabetes, but I have gone all day, been really busy at work, and I get a little shaky, a little butterfly in the stomach type of feeling. And so you just really want to eat something. And to try to offset that is eating regular meals that does include protein, some carbs, some protein, because protein does help kind of sustain you. But in treating a low blood sugar, it would be treating it the same.
Without a doubt. And the thing to remember this time of year is, of course, moderation in everything. Get up and exercise and help put up the decorations. That'll be a good way to burn off a little bit of fat and calories.
And that is the key. I can remember a gentleman in our class several years ago, and he said, it was near Thanksgiving, he said, I'm going to eat whatever I want, but I've already had planned I'm going to do a 2-mile walk afterwards.
Wow.
So getting out and walking and exercising, that will help as well.
A lot of people are going to make New Year's resolutions soon. Do you at St. Joe offer nutrition assistance or plans that if people are saying, well, you know what, the gym is not necessarily the place for me. I can walk, I can do things at home, but it's when I'm in my kitchen that I fall off the wagon.
Okay. We are actually getting ready to start. It's a brand new program that we have developed, and it's called NEW, Nutrition Education for Weight Loss.
Oh, wow.
And we are going to be starting that in January.
Okay.
It's a 12-week session.
Okay.
We meet weekly for the first 10 weeks, and then we meet a month, and then a month later as an individual. That last session is totally individual. It's group sessions prior to that.
So you have accountability. Will you be giving out meal plans or recipes?
Yes,
and people
all
can
of that.
follow? Oh, wow.
And helping people like overcoming those little things that cause them to slip, and how to overcome that, and overcoming those little triggers that trigger you to not exercise or trigger you to overeat. That's
Because
a
we all
part of it.
stress eat every once in a while if we feel ourselves getting to that point. I guess it's trying to use mind over matter maybe to...
Yeah, it's a lot of like alternatives.
Right.
It's behavior modification. It's lifestyle change.
So instead of reaching for something sugary, reach for like a veggie stick or something
Have
like
it totally out of sight, out of mind more.
that. And try to forget where you hit it, right? Thank you so very much for stopping by.
You're
And thank you so
welcome.
much for watching this LAX18 Digital Conversation. For more LAX18 Digital Conversations, just log on to LAX18.com, our Facebook fan page, and Twitter as well. Happy Thanksgiving. Until next time, I'm Dia Davidson.